Couldn't tell I was using a cane for this one. I'm not even kidding about this part. Ah, jeez. Hey guys, it's me, Lil Pizza Boy 64, and this is a bit of a different video than what you guys would normally see on this channel. Um, and this one is a very uh, unique case, so to speak, or very odd case, so to speak, that I just have to tell you guys about because I was going around social media talking about, well, maybe on Instagram, but about the situation. I did put this as like a community note, a community post on YouTube. So I want to talk to you guys about what happened, and it's not a joke. This is literally like, hold on, like, this is not a joke. It literally had the tag, the medical tag and stuff like that. I even had my arm written yes, and stuff like that. Um, so I was willing to take some time to talk about what is going on and what the case may be. Well, what this actually was. So here we go. So today, as I'm recording this, it is April 22nd. This occurred yesterday on April 21st of 2025. I woke up at my normal time, waking up, acting like it's another day, just trying to, get ready for the day, and just like, do what I normally do, you know. I wake up and right out of the gate, um, I feel extreme pain in my lower region, in my well, I mean, I'm gonna have to say they were in my testicles, my huevos, my balls. It was pain down there, and the worst part is this wasn't the first time that it happened, but the other times that it did happen, it did go away. But this time it wasn't going away because this time it actually was really hurting. So yeah, um, that was what was happening. Um, and I couldn't handle the pain. It was really getting to me. It was really hurting really badly. So I told my mom. Well, I woke up my mom and telling her like, listen, I'm in pain. My lower region is hurting, and right at the gate, I'm just telling her, mom, just please take me to the hospital or something, man. So that's what ended up happening. Ended up going to the hospital, and that's where you guys saw those posts that I put. And at that moment, I was getting concerned because it was something that happened before, but this case it was different. I didn't know what was going on specifically, but I'm there hoping that it's nothing too serious. My mom is there, and then my aunt and my dad would also show up later on. And it became a matter of this is something that is really concerning. you know, but I'm trying to put a positive spin into it. Just like this is my first time dealing with all this stuff. Um, so then I had to take some exams for them to see what was going on, and I was hoping that there was nothing bad happening, and that I was gonna be okay. So I was having that, and fortunately, it wasn't anything extremely serious. It wasn't something extremely serious, but it was something still serious. And the term of the day is testicular torsion. Torsion. It's a painful condition where your testicle twists and it loses its blood supply, and it requires emergency care. And if the blood supply doesn't return quickly within 6 hours, unfortunately, I got there at 6 hours. Within 6 hours, a healthcare provider would have had to cut off one of my balls. Would have had to do that. So, uh, it was serious and pain. It was very painful. Um, it this. and it's just the spermatic cord twisting and cutting off the blood flow to your testicle, and if I didn't get treatment as soon as I could have, I could have lost that testicle. So it's a very serious medical emergency. Um, so I ended up going to the ER, and I was fortunate enough to get them attended as soon as possible, and I ended up getting surgery for it, and yeah, and they were they were telling me like it's a good thing that you came in on time because almost everyone uh other people that would deal with this exact same thing they would just ignore it, just deal with it. And almost everyone do end up getting their test gets to keep the testicle if they're treated within 4 to 6 hours. So I was within that range. So thankfully that was happening. Um, you know, so you know, so it is rare. This condition is rare, and it it was really a very scary moment. It mostly happen. I'm looking through an article right now. It says that it mostly happens only to one testicle. It more commonly affects the left testicle than the right one, and that's exactly what happened in my case. But you can technically have them on both sides. So what they ended up doing, um, they put me in for surgery, and I was put, to sleep for a couple of hours, and the rest of the day yesterday I was just in my bed, not really being able to move or do anything, and I just like I couldn't really really sleep, man. So I did look. There are some symptoms. It was painful swelling on one side. It was just hurting a lot. I wouldn't say there was a lump on it. I'm not gonna go into detail on that. I don't think there was. Um, I did vomit and then I did feel a bit of nausea. I was feeling some pain, abdominal pain, and um, and for the most part, it hurted a lot. You know, it just hurted a lot, and and I'm fortunate enough that um I was fortunate enough to get the surgery. I was fortunate enough that they attended me as quickly as they could have. Um, and I was in the age range where it's generally common, you know. Um, and I was just thankful that they could have gotten done, before I had to end up losing one of them. Um, so they had so I might as well tell you guys a bit about the experience. So, um, I didn't know this. They do ultrasounds for the scrotums. I didn't realize that. I thought that was just for pregnancies, but they also do it for that as well. And it's just to determine if blood was flowing within the testicular tissue. Fortunately, there was still some blood flow coming through, but it was still in that range of like, holy crap, this is hurting like mad, you know. And honestly, I couldn't right out the gates figure out what it was, so I had to obviously go to the ER, and they told me what was going on, and thankfully it was just testicular torsion, but at the same time it is something very serious, you know. So it required surgery, which and during that surgery, one of the surgeons will untwist the testicle, which will restore the blood flow to the area, and then they'll secure your testicle to an inner wall in your scrotum with stitches, and then this prevents testicular torsions from occurring again. So fortunately, high chances are I will never have to deal with this again. And the surgeon usually perform surgery through your scrotum, but sometimes they need to make a small cut through your groin. If you have a bell clapper deformity or torsion, usually affects both testicles, but I've only just had the one testicle that was hurting, so that's all. That was what that mattered. So, sometimes it does. Um, the other times that I was feeling this pain, it did go away afterwards. But in this case, it just can't. It couldn't fix itself. So I had to get the surgery, and you know, it would just it would just be like that. So the first few days are often the most painfully annoying ones, and I'm feeling that right now. I mean, I'm literally using a cane right now. Um, there may be some swelling or bruising across there. Right now, as of right now, recording, I have to keep these bandages on for 48 hours. The 48 hours to have bandages wrapped around, you know. Um, so that's fun, and it's annoying to pee too. Just throwing that out there. And after a week, the pain should decrease, and you should be able to return to normal activities, including work or school. So by next week, thankfully, this is my spring break, so I'm going back to school next week. So and I had to avoid heavy. I have to avoid heavy lifting, and just some sport related activities for at least 3 to 4 weeks. You know, and obviously my time it will vary with how long this recovery will be, but I hope it's sooner than later because I really can't deal with this pain for much longer, man. Um, so yes, I did have to get surgery, which meant I had to be put. I literally had the thing, the thing. You saw it there in the post too. It was like the thing that where they inject the stuff. And the only way, I guess, the only way to prevent it was through surgery. And most people there don't know that this success that they could have this case. And thankfully, they're saying that I shouldn't have to deal with this ever again after the surgery, because and I really hope that is the case. All right. So yeah, I had to get the treatment right away, and I'm thankful that I told my mom to take me to the ER because she was waiting. She was thinking about just taking me to urgent care. I was like, no, it has to be done as soon as possible. And thankfully, I woke up at like 5:20 that morning, and I think I got the surgery like around like apparently just in time. Just in time. I had it just in time. So yeah. So that's what happened. Um. So it's just that's just all it is for the most part. Um. So what does that mean for me? Is that I'm gonna be okay. Okay, I'm thankful to be back in my home, and um, people have been sending me, getting a bit emotional, and just like people have been sending me, those prayers, and those you get better soon, man. Hope you have a good recovery. You know, it was just it was a lot to deal with, man, and I just didn't imagine that that would have happened. You know, I didn't realize that I was gonna go through that. It's literally the day before was literally just spending time with family. Just doing stuff with family. And just, next day it's just like I'm freaking out because this is happening. And I felt bad. But, I was worried about my parents. I know they were worried about me. I just didn't want to get them scared, man. So I thank the doctors, for get helping me as soon as possible. And it's scary knowing it's scary knowing what could have happened, what could have been the downside of it. But so yeah, that's pretty much what happened for the most part. It's just it was scary, especially like it was worse. I was scaring my mom because I was in pain, a lot of pain. I'm sorry for getting emotional on camera. It's just crazy to think about that. That it probably could have been worse. But I just thank God that we're good. I may still deal with a lot of pain. Won't be. It's not as much as how it was yesterday, but it's like damn. It's just and I'm also thankful that this week I have the week off. From school, so it's a good week to take time to recover. Like I said, I thank the doctors for treating me as quickly as they could have. You know, so yeah, fortunate enough that I still have both of them. They're both down there. You know, just like I know it's a lot not age appropriate to talk about it that much, but it's just it's something that I want to share with you guys. Because I know people are concerned for me. It's a scary situation, but I'm happy that it should be uh taken care of. So yeah. So I'm sorry for getting emotional, man. It's just a lot to think about. So game plan moving forward. I still have to upload a reaction that I did for Nick Rick Games, and I don't know when this is gonna. This is probably gonna be uploaded as soon as possible. I might be forced to reschedule that upload to Thursday. If not, I might stick around for today later on. But high chances are it's probably gonna get rescheduled. We'll still get the SMG4 reaction going, and yeah. So yeah, that's for me. Uh, I'm doing recovery time at home now, and you know, I, uh, I appreciate everybody, you know, being concerned for me. Just you know, it's just it's scary, man. You know, yeah, I appreciate everybody. You know, I really do. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video here. So yeah, I never would have thought I would get emotional on camera. It's just I would have been doing that for for like an emotional moment in an SMG4 video. Not because of this, but yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Joel. And I'll be back soon. You know, next time you'll see me after the surgery, it will be the next SMG4 reaction. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys, and see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, sorry, later.